Hello,
Hello.
my name is Brandon.
And push the button with your right hand. Someone came in, you know that little childhood song,
Yes.
like, "Hi, my name is Brandon,
Yeah.
and I work at a button factory."
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Somebody came in, and they were like, "Are you busy?" And then I was like, "No, push the button." It was dumb. Somebody came into my room,
Oh,
a kid, and was
yeah.
like, "Are you busy?" And I'm like, just that saying,
Uh-huh.
"Are you busy?"
And that clicked for
and
you.
that
then.
clicked in my head. There.
Okay.
Another thing is, so my first year here, we were just talking about, this is my 9th year teaching, and it felt like, you've only been here like 2 years. It's like, no, it's been a while.
Yeah.
So their freshman year, my first year, I had this class, and like these group of like 4 or 5 kids took every single class with me, which was awesome. So it's like my favorite class.
Yeah.
Still is. There was this one kid, and they at one point had, like, over the 4 years, had to record poems. And this one kid recorded the Road Not Traveled,
By.
Frost.
Oh, like they made their own version of it.
They just recorded them speaking.
Oh, I got
they
you.
read
Yeah,
the
yeah,
poem
yeah. Okay.
and recorded.
Yeah.
But I mess with the kids sometimes when they record something, and I'll I'm like, that's cool, and then I'll play like that section over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, listen to this, and then it's like it'll just say that thing, or if they like sneeze or say or whatever, like not in like a bullying way, but like a joking way. It's like, this is really cool, and then whatever. Yeah. But it was at the first line, I forget what the beginning is, but like the last part of it is like, in a yellow wood. And the way that they said it, and I think the reason I was doing that is because I was pointing out that everything that you say can be musical. It's just repetition legitimizes.
Repetition legitimizes. I used that the other day.
Yes. So I was like, you can hear like this melody in a yellow wood. And then I played it all the time, and everyone's just like, in a yellow wood. So I'm Facebook friends with this person because it was 5 or 6 years ago that they graduated, and I was like, hey, if I say this, and I just typed it, and what does this remind you of? And I'm like, oh my god, that thing.
That's funny.
And I'm like, yep. And that's the person who made that Tim thing. It was not Tim. It was the person who made the Tim thing.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so we're looking at a thing on the wall.
So is that, you see that kid, or you think of that kid and you think Yellowwood in the Yellowwood?
I think it was Mitch from Church Girls posted something about that poem.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say, I was like, I literally just saw something about that poem.
Yeah,
like 2 days ago. But
that's what led me to be like, remember, and like, because I read the first line, and then I'm like stopped, and then messaged the one person, and I'm like, do you remember this?
I have an association with a friend of mine from college, in our elementary, like teaching music in the elementary schools class or whatever it was. Where you just learn those techniques, and then you go out into elementary schools and like do stuff. And there was a lesson we had where it was like, we were all pretending to be the kids sort of thing. And we were all sitting like crisscross applesauce in a circle. And you had to basically, it was like getting kids to sing, but like having them just say their name. And again, like how anything can be musical. And it was like, it was about teaching rhythm, like the rhythm of your name and pitch and all different stuff. And so you had to like, just sing your name, basically, like introduce yourself. And I always, every time I see my one friend's name pop up on Facebook, his name's Adam Brooks, I just think, Adam Brooks. That's because that's how he sang it 20 years ago. And that's just how I always hear his name when I see it written down.
It's a good one. It's a good one. So their full name. Or like first, last name.
I forget what the prompt was, but that was the idea, was like, sing your name,
Because mine would be like, Bo.
You'd be like, Bo Barber. To the bymen.
Yeah, I know.
And we also had to do it in our falsetto and stuff, and that's like a whole thing. Hey, I have a question for you that this came up on a podcast that I listened to.
Okay.
Like the whole Die Hard, a Christmas movie, and like all those different things. Here's one for you.
Okay.
Halloween.
Like the movie?
The movie is not a Halloween movie.
Why?
So, what about the holiday of Halloween is impactful to the...
Oh, nothing.
Right?
Yeah.
And they went through... They like found this article that said here's the reasons for like Michael Myers's murderous sprees and like the 5 different timelines of the Halloween franchise, because there's so many. I'm like only kind of familiar with some of them, but it totally like proved their point. Like the Halloween date technically has nothing really to do with his thing.
100%.
It's just coincidental. It could have been October 12th. It could have been May 14th. It could have been Christmas Day. It could have been whatever. It's just the anniversary of when he committed the first murders or something like that, or it's like around that time. So Halloween did not influence the initial murder and whatever.
But the reason it's called Halloween is because it takes
place at Halloween. Yeah. But it's not, if you're using the logic of like, same thing with like Die Hard, Halloween, or Home Alone, those types of things that like they're taking place at Christmas, but like is Christmas crucial to the plot? Like is it because of that or whatever? But I thought that was really interesting. So they basically proved their whole point that like Halloween is not a Halloween movie.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty funny.
But then is Home Alone? Does it have to?
Well, that's the thing. Like is Halloween Halloween? I keep saying Halloween Home Alone. Is Home Alone a Christmas movie like because it takes place at Christmas, or is it because Christmas is crucial to the plot? And I guess that's what like goes back to the whole thing of that whole argument of like, I've truth be told, I've never seen Die Hard, so I
apparently it has to happen.
It has to happen at Christmas
because why would he fly across the country to visit his estranged wife?
Didn't know that was part of the plot.
Yeah, because he's a New York cop, and then the movie takes place in L.A.
Okay, Nakatomi Plaza.
Yeah,
Hans Gruber.
Yeah,
I know
the Die Hards.
These cultural touchstones.
I think that's a ska band, by the way. Hans Gruber and the Die Hards.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It is a great name.
Yeah.
I mean, I was into Die Hard franchise.
Sure.
Not so much the second one, but the third one. I really liked the third one.
Okay.
That's like in New York City with Samuel Jackson.
Sold.
Yeah. No, it's that's the bet. Like, I mean, that's where I kind of like fall. Like, I saw the first one.
Yeah.
And the second one's just like, it's Die Hard on a plane.
Oh.
Right. And then, so like, Die Hard 1 is Die Hard. Die Hard 2, Die Harder. I think that's actually what it's called.
I think, yeah.
Is Die Hard on a plane, and then Die Hard 3 is Die Hard in a city.
Uh-huh.
And then there's like a 4 and a 5. I think.
Well, and there's other movies that are basically Die Hard movies.
Yeah.
I think that's...
It became like like, it's Die Hard.
Did you ever see Skyscraper? With The Rock? Or as...
Does he
The guys from the Weekly Planet called it One-Legged Die Hard.
Okay.
Because that's basically what it is. Yeah, he jumps from like a crane or something into the building, or from a building into the crane.
I've not seen it, but I've seen that part of it.
I remember when that poster first came out too, which has that moment on it, like of him leaping in the air, and people doing like basically doing a physics problem on the poster and proving that like
you can't
where exactly on the building he's going to smack into, but like 12 stories down, because that's the trajectory.
It's like here's the physics of
this.
Damn it! Now I want to like talk about Die Hard and that.
You want to talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania?
No,
I saw it last night.
I might go
as
see
we
it
record
today,
this,
actually.
It's released today. There's the bell.
Yeah, we're gonna have bells. It's Friday.
Yeah,
there's gonna be one in 5 minutes.
But no spoilers. I liked it.
Okay. Crap. What is it? Okay, so Die Hard. All right. So Kevin Smith, who I haven't heard a lot from lately.
Yeah,
which is
probably fine.
I like Kevin Smith a lot, and I'll watch anything, but I just haven't I subscribe to multiple Kevin Smith podcasts, and I will watch him whenever he does something, but he hasn't done anything lately where I can see it. He has done stuff. He owns a theater in New Jersey now, so he's been working, I don't know. He's been doing stuff in the theater. I need to check something
before you wreck something.
Yeah. But so Mallrats.
Yeah.
He always had a sequel in mind. It's not going to be the sequel that whatever he makes, because he rewrote the script, but he sold it as Die Hard in a Mall.
Okay. Where
Jason Lee's character is Brody Bruce, is the Die Hard. What is that character's name? John McClane. Yes. I'm like, I don't even know that guy's name. I'm such a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Samuel Jackson's character in the third one is called Jesus.
Okay.
And John McClane mistakenly hears it as "Hey Zeus," so he keeps saying "Hey Zeus, hey Zeus," or Zeus, and he's like, "Why you keep calling me Zeus? My name's Jesus."
That's funny.
Mother effer. Yeah. So there's that. Hey, we're here to talk about two tunes. Did we introduce ourselves?
I started to. I said, my
Yeah.
name's Brandon, and then you went off on a thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My name's
Because I
Bo.
don't usually, and then you do, so I was...
Yeah, and this is Two Tune Podcast where we talk about two tunes.
Yes. Who's first this week?
You are first.
I'm first this week.
You are sold.
Sold.
So we're gonna talk about your tune, and then
Okay.
we're gonna answer a Discord question.
Hey.
We had like a couple new people.
Yeah, my friend Allison, who I've mentioned, she has been going back and listening to every single episode, like from the beginning.
Which ones?
But also is maybe listening to them out of order now.
Yeah.
She's like listening to the new ones now, but then going back.
Which one's Allison?
On the Discord thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't look to see who's in there. She did message me privately and was like, "Hey, I have a question, but I don't know if it's a dumb question." I was like, "It's not a dumb question, but just ask it anyway." Like,
Hey, look.
it's fine.
Look, you're in the Discord right now.
I am. Where do I see questions?
In the podcast questions.
There. I took
thread.
a second. Hang on, let me see.
Yeah. So we.
She's Inky Cat.
Okay, so we have a Discord that you can, and if you ask a question and it's good, I will immediately
All
bring
good
it to.
questions. They're all fine.
I will
content,
immediately. Sorry, Devin. I will. I'm looking at the question, and also, Christian. I'm sorry, because I don't think we've No, we did answer.
We've answered some of these. But
Yeah, there's only like
it's been a minute.
there's a couple,
Yeah.
but this one popped up yesterday, as of the recording of this podcast, and we're gonna answer it today. And then in this, I'm gonna reply and be like, "It is on episode 115."
There you go. By the way, people that listen and things, if you don't, we talk about stuff that's supposed to be posted in the Discord or stuff that's supposed to be posted on Instagram. Remind us because we forget because we're recording early sometimes and. Whatever.
So as of this recording, episode 111 is out, and we're recording 115.
Yeah, so we're
So
getting ahead.
we're
it's
a
musical
month
season, folks. We're trying to get ahead of.
We are.
Trying to things. So are you familiar with this artist, Lana Lubany? Have you heard of her before?
No, I have not.
So
until yesterday.
Yeah. There's an article on NME about her, which is kind of interesting. But she's Palestinian American. She's currently living in the UK, I believe. I did not realize that I knew her before I knew this song.
Cool.
As most people are who are current, she's big on TikTok. And there's this video, which I have seen, of her playing her mom one of the songs. It's a song called "The Snake," which is like her other like big song, and she sings in both Arabic and in English and stuff. And so it's like kind of her getting her mom's reaction to her like singing in Arabic and stuff, and it's pretty cool. But I was like, oh, I've seen that. I have definitely seen that video before. It's kind of cool, and I've seen like reactions to it and different stuff. But this song, "Sold," I found out about through a friend of mine. Wait for the bell to ring. A friend of mine, Dr. Melissa Hogue. She's a music theory professor at Oakland University in Michigan, and she was on a podcast. Oh gosh, I forget which one. She was on a music theory podcast fairly recently, and was talking about different things and. She teaches like beginners and stuff as well, like beginning theory. And like, so one of the things she was talking about was like using, more current music and stuff and having the students like share music and things. And I don't remember if this was a tune that she said a student shared, but she referenced it in saying like, oh, here's a modern pop song that uses like the melodic minor or the harmonic minor scale. Like, that's not something you hear a whole lot, and blah, blah, blah. And so she just kind of, like, mentioned it in passing as she was, like, listing some other things for reference and stuff. And she was even talking about, like, the Avengers theme has, like, mixed meter and stuff because it, like, goes from 4 to 3 and whatever and, like, different stuff. So she was, like, referencing things. And I had to go back to, like, just catch that I got, like, the right name of the artist and stuff and, like, looked her up. And then I was like, yo, this song is cool. Like, not only does it start with her singing, like the harmonic minor scale, but it's also like a dope song. So
this is a great song.
That's how we got here.
I love this song.
Yeah.
It's like it's a super. It shows a ton of influences, and they all work together in a great way.
Yeah.
So you have kind of like Latin music, partially.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
that's how I hear it.
Yes.
It could be completely.
I think
another...
Middle Eastern, just knowing her roots and stuff, but also like those rhythms and things like those danceable rhythms and stuff. Like it's very similar. I'll say like in a lot of ways. So
I don't know enough about other cultures' music, but like when I hear the rhythms, that I'm like, oh, that's like Latin. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
And then when I think of the melodic stuff, then I'm thinking of the other cultures that mash up with that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, there's like some Billie Eilish type, which is probably not like, oh, well, that's people have been doing that for years.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of another song. And then what is it? Bailamo or Bailamo? Bailamos. It reminds like it leads into that. It could you could mash that song up with this song.
Interesting.
But where it goes, it doesn't.
You could let the rhythm take you over. Is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
So you ready to play this?
Yeah, let's do it.
By the way, we are running everything from one computer. Usually we have two computers.
Yeah, things might sound a little different today.
It's gonna be weird. So here's the song.
My guy tells me that I'm pretty.
So the melodic definitely. I don't know where it comes, but isn't it harmonic minor?
Harmonic minor scale. Yeah.
And then you have like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna not know what it is, what type of rhythm that is, but like.
Again, it's associated with Latin music. I would associate it with Middle Eastern stuff as well. Like it's just that kind of like syncopated.
And this is like leading into Bailamos. Letting the rhythm take you over.
So the cool production stuff too. Like the vocals don't just stay the same all the time, and they're slightly different places and layered differently.
And then you're like in a completely different place.
Now it's in that Billie Eilish.
Yeah, which also could what's his name? Will.
Oh,
forget what.
Will Lee?
No, I don't think it was Will Lee. Will something. We covered him.
Yeah, he's the one that did the 3 songs that are like one. Yeah, I thought it was Will Lee. It's in my head.
I'll find it. I mean, we'll find it.
She's got a great voice too.
Oh yeah. Will J.
That's close.
Not even. This is super compressed. It's a brick. But like, yeah, you could be like her and Shakira and Julio Iglesias.
Julio, I guess, but
and Ricky
Enrique.
Martin. They could go.
Well, most of those people are from one place.
No, but what I'm saying is like musically they could, and it wouldn't feel out of place.
Sure.
And and throw Billie Eilish on the show, or and Will J, and it's just like. I don't know. Like I think this is a genre that it. I don't know what you'd call it. I mean, it's pop, but it's got like a darker tinge to it, which is like that's the part that I really like about it, is that it's like creepy and weird.
Yeah.
In the best way. I don't know if that's the end. Oh no, it's not. No, it was. Sorry, that's next week's song.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hey, it worked.
Yeah.
But then it went straight into the next song that we're going to talk about.
But I like her. I want to hear more of her stuff. I just haven't had the time, quite frankly, to listen to more things. I've been like, the last couple weeks I've been pretty busy, and I've been like saving albums and songs like crazy, and then I like keep going into like look at stuff, and I'm like, oh, there's so much I have to get caught up on. And then like today's a Friday as we're recording this, and like there's a new EP that just dropped and a new album that dropped today that I want to get into, and so I got to get caught up on things. But
as of today, the first of 7 tracks came out of my palindrome
of your
EP album with
more than a lap
with The Humble Season and A Year's Reign. It's a palindrome. So if you listen to, well, when this comes out, I forget when this is coming out. There will probably be like 4 tracks out, 4 or 5 tracks out. But actually, if there's 4 or 5 tracks out, then you pretty much have the whole album, because if you flip it, if you have the capability, it's like you put it into a program and then you flip it, you have the whole album.
There you go.
Because it's a palindrome.
And
We would be halfway through.
And more than a lap.
Yes. We talked about that last week or a couple weeks ago. I forget. I remember everything. So we're gonna answer a question from somebody on the Discord.
Let's
and
go.
It's your friend.
My friend Allison.
Gotta pull it up though. That's the problem with this. Podcast questions in the Discord. Which song that you have been introduced to by the other person has surprised you the most and has encouraged you to listen to more? I think you do this more than I do this.
Listen to things that you've brought to the podcast. Yeah, because you're a hater.
No, I'm not a hater. I should have answered this question next week. But anyways, you go ahead.
I don't know if I've had anything that surprised me.
Yeah, I don't think I'm surprised. Like, is the question surprised? And I know we can't ask this person,
And
but
I can text her right now,
I mean, you could. And it's like, when you say surprised, do you mean like you're shocked that they chose it, or surprised you at how good it was? Because all the things that you bring to the table, and I think that the things that I bring too, they're not surprising to either of us.
There have probably been a couple times when I guess I would say like surprised, like, oh, interesting that Bo chose that band or like this genre or whatever. Like there's been a couple of those.
Okay.
But even that, I think it's more just that it's like slightly outside your wheelhouse, as opposed to like that I'm like shocked that you would bring something. You know what I mean? Like because we're also both just like music lovers.
Yes.
And are into trying anything in a way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I'm a adventurous eater, I will say. Like I'll try stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in that way, there's been a couple times, and I can't think of specific examples off the top of my head, but like there's been a couple times and I'm like, oh, interesting. Like the Bo picked this like very whatever song. I don't know, like country or something. You know what I mean? Like along those lines. But even anymore, you've done like a few of those now. Yeah. Country-ish or whatever. Like,
I think we both
we both have our lanes.
Yes.
Of which we have much crossover.
Oh, totally.
But then we also will veer off the path, and so there's been a few of those. But I would say what I've listened to most probably from what you've brought, certainly Church Girls. Yeah, that's a big one for me. That opened up like listening to some new things. Pool Kids. Did
I tell you I
got that vinyl?
I got and I got the tape as well.
Oh jeez. No, I got the vinyl and I got the sticker. Because I've been getting stickers now that I put on my record shelf.
Is it
in my
the
office.
M? No, wait.
The sticker? It just says Pool Kids.
Okay. Maybe I didn't look for it. No,
I just recently got a proud parent of a Carly Cosgrove fan sticker. I was really excited about that. That is also on my record shelf.
That's a good sticker.
Yeah, that's really cool. But anyway, so those two for sure. Origami Angel is another one. Okay. Like I've listened to a bunch like that I got from you.
A lot of these though, when you name these, I don't really think that they're like my songs, because sometimes I'm like, did I bring that or did you bring that?
Sure.
Because usually it's the overlap that I think that I surprise you with, not surprise, but like that you'll listen to is like we both dig this music. So like pop punk, or
scene, whatever, Warped Tour-y,
Warped Tour bands, right. So like those wherever that overlaps, it's there. I think
that's the thing that's cool too, is like because that's where our strongest overlap is. Yeah, and yet there's so much that you know that I don't. Like as far as groups, and same. But like I've brought groups and things into that you're like, yep, I don't know who that is, or those things of like I've heard of them but I've not listened to them. Yeah, kind of thing. So, So anyway, sorry I cut you off, but
no, it's okay. So I just want to say that, and I haven't. So this song is basically I'm always living in like the now or the future.
Wow.
Kind of thing.
Just like living in the now, man.
Like I'm not like, oh, remember that time that we did this, and like living back there. I'm always searching for new stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is also kind of a bad thing, because I think about like, oh, that end of the year Spotify rap or whatever they call it. Yeah. It's like you listen to your most band is the person that you played twice.
Yeah.
Because I'm I'm thinking about that through this year. Like, who am I listening
Trying
to
to
the
curate
most?
your Spotify Wrapped already.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be a Spotify because I don't have Spotify.
Right.
I mean, I do, but it's not. But I'm thinking about like, well, I've played my own stuff for like all of January before I was able to like kind of like do some things. So it's like that's probably going to be enough to put them in the number one position. And I'm like, but anyways, that's another thing. But what you showed me for this episode and for next episode are like I really dig this. I really dig what you bring for next week.
Oh yeah.
And should I mention it here or should I?
No, I'll save it.
Yeah, but that's the person that I'm like I only know the one song.
Yeah,
but I'm willing and
You're
excited
like all in already
to dig into more of it.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a teaser
Ah.
of just like next week you'll find out the person
Sure.
that I'm interested in at the moment.
Yeah.
So yet again, living in the future.
Are there any you can remember from past episodes like that you've listened to and stuff?
No, I'm
we
sorry.
We'd probably have to go back and like I'm sure like 3 episodes after we talked about somebody, you're like, oh yeah, I'm still listening to them or check out more of them or whatever. But
as I said, I'm always like searching for new stuff, so it's like I don't give a ton of time to past artists.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like I would have to like go. We basically have to pull our end year,
scroll through the
end of the year.
The famed.
I just want to say that that should be our running gag that we always refer to this one episode that no one heard.
There's a podcast like called Tofop.
Okay,
they're the ones actually that brought up the Halloween thing. But they've done like different live shows and stuff in the past, and they'll often have like they'll either just do it just the two of them, or they'll do like a team up thing with these guys from a podcast called The Dollop. Have you heard of that one with like Dave Anthony and another guy? I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
I don't know.
Gareth Edwards maybe. I'm not sure. But they've done like it's called like Super Pod, and then like it'd be like the two of them together and whatever. But there's this like famed lost episode that they have that they did at like the Sydney Opera House or something that was like really hilarious and really awesome and really whatever. But like the audio is just gone. Like the SD card corrupted. Like some kind of thing happened. But there was a long time that they would refer to that like this lost episode. So that'll be us about the terrible year end 2022.
Yeah, I know. I'm going through
so
these
bad.
and I'm like I
don't like anything that Brandon brings. I have bad taste in music actually.
But here's the thing. I do.
I can't say that and then also say that like you've introduced me to like 10 new bands that I really like in the same
like
breath.
I go through I'm going back through and like just looking at names of stuff.
For you it's more like you're saying it's not that you don't like it. It's just that you don't you're not giving time to listen to. Yeah. You're like, "Oh cool, I heard that song on the podcast. I really liked it. Moving on, next thing."
Yeah, it really is, and I feel bad for that. Because like I should have more stuff.
Yeah.
But as I was going through there, I'm like, well, I knew about that before it was on the podcast, or I knew that. This is a dumbbell, by the way. It's 10:15. Nothing happens at 10:15. Nothing. No classes are changing. It's just a bell for no reason.
They can't turn it off?
They just haven't probably thought about it.
Interesting.
So there's the 10:15 bell. It's the halfway point, maybe. It's like you're halfway through the day. I don't really know if that's true. I don't think that's true. That's not true at all.
It's not true.
10:15 is not halfway to 2:30.
No.
Because there's still 4 more periods.
Yeah.
And we were only in the 3rd.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know.
So thank you, Allison, for the question.
It was great.
Yeah.
You'll find out my answer next week.
Other folks, feel free to ask more questions. Join the Discord, first of all, and then you can ask questions and talk about
subscribe. Like,
things.
We have. I don't know if it's. I always think it's a glitch when I see like more than like X amount of downloads in a day. But it's happened twice in a row, and it's usually like on a Monday.
Okay.
Like it's quite a spike on like the last 2 weeks on Monday, day before our episode. This past episode that's been released, which is the I forget, is
episode 111.
Yeah, 111. it's going up the charts.
Okay.
Which is like just our
So we
stuff.
have doubled our listenership from 6 to 12 is what you're saying. That used to be the running joke.
Okay, so like I can confidently say that like every episode, 20 listeners or 20 downloads. I'm not going to say listeners because I can download an episode and not listen.
I mean,
to it.
I download our podcast every week.
Yeah,
And I
don't listen.
I'm on like episode 34 and have been for a while.
So, it says that we're getting like 77 downloads a week.
Okay.
Which those are not new. Like 20 of those are new.
Okay.
And then everything else is like the Dave Grohl episode.
Okay.
Because that is like that's always in like the top 10 every week with X amount. So and only you at home could help us with this. We can do what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Is tell you about it. So we're at 77 listeners, 77 downloads a week. I want to get to 100. Like weekly downloads.
Yeah.
And the only way that we can get there is by people telling other people.
By viewers like you.
By viewers like you. So please tell 2 people and tell them to tell 2 people.
Yeah.
And tell that to tell blah, blah, blah. We're trying to get to 100 weekly downloads.
Yeah. I often, do you ever see like on Facebook people be like, what are some of your favorite podcasts?
Oh, yeah, I always put up.
That'd be I mean, I will say, here's some of my favorite podcasts. Also, here's my podcast. Check that out too. But
I did that in the Krista Makes.
Oh, okay. But even like I'm saying to be like people listening, like people do that all the time. So like I don't know if you like us, promote us.
Yes.
Cool. So
thank
you.
Thank you for your help in advance.
Yeah.
Tell people to subscribe and listen. And here is the next song, which you got.
Beginning of. So who's this band?
Paramore.
Paramore. Okay, so I dropped off on Paramore.
Me too. Me too.
What
Ignorance? That was last one that I got, which I think was like their second or third record.
Which one was that? Was it the one with the butterfly?
It's yes. I was gonna be like it's a.
So
circle.
I have Riot and I have that one.
Yep.
And then that's probably it. I don't even have the first one.
Yeah. I want to say Decode is not a good song.
Is that what's Decode?
Decode is from the
Is that the first? Is that like their first single?
No.
Paramore.net. God, I love that it's a .net. That's so fun.
but Decode is from the Twilight movies.
Oh yes.
Like it's an easy song. It's not. It's a good song, but it's like not a great song. Where Paramore,
Brand New Eyes, by the way, is the Butterfly.
Yes.
Record. What did you say?
Ignorance. That's the song name.
Oh,
that's the hit that I like. Where it goes. Anyways, yeah. You know the song.
So it's been okay. I was curious, like how long it's been since their last album, 2017. That seems right.
Yeah, she did. Haley,
okay.
She did a whole bunch or a couple solo records.
Yeah.
So, what categorizes a Paramore sound?
That's really funny that you asked that because this song that you picked, which is off their new album, which is like recent.
Yeah, this is why.
As of recording, it's been out for a week. Okay.
Yeah, it can't, or 2 weeks maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe 2, but like as of this podcast coming out, it'll have been out for like over a month or whatever. But I have not listened to it yet. I haven't checked in. I don't know if I'm gonna.
The singles are great.
Okay.
It's not a great album.
Yeah, okay.
I think that This Is Why is a good song. I think this is a good song.
Okay.
And then I kind of like,
So here's the thing with this song.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Paramore song.
Okay.
But like someone trying to do a Paramore song.
Okay.
Does that kind of make sense?
No, but okay.
Like it sounds like someone who is very influenced by Paramore.
Okay.
But is not Paramore.
I guess I've never been like huge into Paramore.
Again, Riot. I was all over that, as was everybody.
Yeah.
And then I have what is it? I say Brand New Eyes. I have that. I did listen to it at the time, but then I just fell off for whatever reason. Yeah, I never even got into that first album.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them on tour a couple times, not as a headliner. I think always as like a direct support or something. Like they were
I
with
think
Blink and
that
somebody else, maybe Fall Out Boy.
saw them on Warped Tour, I think.
Yeah, I did not.
And they were not on a bigger stage.
No, they would have been little baby band at that time.
Yeah.
No, I never
And
saw
she was
them
probably
then.
like 16.
Yeah. But no, I definitely saw them because I remember the one tour. I want to say it was with Fall Out Boy, but maybe it was with Blink, or maybe that was all the same tour. I don't know. When Aaron Gillespie of Under Oath was their like tour drummer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I like this song for the most part. I don't. It's not intriguing me to go listen to the rest of the album.
No.
And it's not a bad. I don't know. It's just. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd like to see them live more.
I think
anything.
that they are a great live band. Every
for sure.
live thing that I have seen, like them on like
they're blowing up on TikTok right now too, by the way.
yeah, but network television or any of the live videos that are on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, like they're great performing band. That the touring guitar player, what is that guy's name?
I know
Brian Robert Jones.
Okay.
He's got big hair. He's great.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I'd be more intrigued to like go hear them live than to sit and listen to their new album, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. I
feel
agree with that.
I feel bad about like saying that too.
Yeah.
Paramore's okay without me listening to them. Like they'll be all right. They'll be okay.
They'll be fine.
They'll do okay.
I mean, it's Haley's band, really. So.
But and the other two guys, right? I mean, like
Yes.
she's very much the front woman and whatever, but
She is the only constant member.
still even.
Well, there's so Zach Farrow. Is the drummer. Him and his brother were in the band, and then
Right.
they both left
Right.
after the third record. Taylor York joined as like a second guitar player during the third record, and has been in it the around again.
Okay.
And then Zach came back to the band for the last two records. So
Okay.
after or right before After Laughter.
Okay.
So he was only not on one record, which was Paramore in 2013,
Okay.
where it was, a bunch of people, but it's her band.
Sure.
And that's kind of partially like why there's been internal strife, because like rumors that like the label only had a contract with her and not the other members in the band. So then the other members of the band were like, this
Yeah.
is dumb.
Yeah.
We're not being in this band anymore. It's just you. But Zach and Taylor and Haley, that's Paramore. But then when you see them live, they've got like 10 other people on stage.
Yeah. But like all the promotional stuff is the three of them.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. The videos are interesting. She's a great performer. The drummer is amazing. He does overplay, but like that's his style. That's Zach Farrow's style, is overplaying, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's so good and cool and interesting. So
That's why I really like Aaron Gillespie was such a good fit for them.
yes,
On that tour and stuff, like, because he just plays the shit out of the drums. I don't think I've ever seen anybody hit drums as hard as he hits them, and yet he plays so fast and so in time and so like musical, and he just beats the hell out of his drums.
she was
he's entertaining
13
to
when
watch.
she started
Good Lord.
Paramore. She was 13,
Yeah.
and then 16 on
On that first album.
well, yeah, I don't really know that, but
When was she born?
88.
Oh no, so 2005 is when that first album came out. So she was what, 17? Yeah, so she's like 16 like when we're recording
15
it or whatever.
when okay, math. We're not that great. But either way, she was super young on Warped Tour.
Uh-huh.
So amazing. And then she was married to Chad Gilbert of what band was he in? Is in
Chad Gilbert.
Newfound Glory.
Oh.
He's the bass player, lead guitar player, guitar, and sings backup. They were married for a really long time. Actually, no, they weren't. It was a year. but they were dating for a long time.
Fair enough.
Anyways, here's the news.
Okay.
Here's the news with now I have ignorance in my head. Anyways, the news, Paramore. This is why. Overplayed drums, but sounds amazing. Like, I would be this drummer. Like, I'd want to come up with stuff like this.
Oh yeah.
I would overplay if I could play better.
Yeah.
And it's like little parts, little guitar parts. Like and then the way she says the news there, and then later on, it's like the different voices that she has in this song.
Yeah.
I do think that the mix of this is weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird mix for this record.
I had to listen to it again on like a different thing.
Yeah.
Because I listened to it in my car at first, and I was like, I mean, my car has good speakers, but I was like, this just sounds. And I was driving in the rain yesterday, and like I was like, maybe it's just like that or whatever. And I'm like, oh no, this is just how it is.
Yeah, I think it's a quiet mix. I think. I mean, this isn't actually quiet.
Here's my other thing where I'm giving a unfair assessment of this song too. My like touchstone or whatever of Paramore is 2007.
Yeah.
So,
the woodblock. It's the best part. We missed it.
Cowbell?
Here, is it a cowbell or is it a woodblock?
It's cowbell.
Okay. But it's just there, and then it's gone, and I love it.
So that's also why it's an unfair comparison for me to say, because like I'm
almost 20 years removed.
I'm in Riot mode.
Yeah.
This is a different sound or whatever. So
it's
I
totally
don't know.
different sound.
I probably know singles from like their last two albums.
Yeah.
But like that's it. So
you should listen to all the albums chronologically and then see where this stacks up.
Okay.
I think that this is a better album than After Laughter.
Was that the pink one?
It was.
Okay.
And I think that After Laughter is more of a pop record, where this goes back to rock a little bit.
I don't love this type of thing in any song.
When they just say the words.
Yeah. Well, just the like, I'm reciting a thing now. It's very, I don't know. It's fine. It's a thing. It's been done. It's whatever.
It's about the news.
It's just not for me. I know.
It's about like how it's one-sided.
All along we called it normal. Every second of collective heartbreaks. All together, every single head shakes. Shut your eyes, but it won't go away.
There's not a lot of variation in the way she sings the chorus either.
Every second of collective heartbreaks.
You're right.
Like there she goes up on breaks.
Yeah, and I think this is like the third chorus.
Yeah.
So it's, we're finally
Could
going to
use
change.
like a little bit. I think even another, but yeah. I like it though. I just like it's just not. I'm not intrigued to go dive in for more. There's another bell.
Yeah. There's so many bells in this episode, and the next episode will have a ton of bells too.
But yeah, I should sort of re-engage with them more because I did.
Yeah.
I freaking loved Riot, man. In fact, I might go listen to Riot again. And Brand New Eyes had some good tunes on it, I remember as well,
Yeah.
but just not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that was kind of like a departure record a little bit for them too.
Probably.
The one after you blow up, like they kind of they were getting big off of that first album, like they a couple singles off of there and stuff. But then it was obviously Riot was huge, and then Brand New Eyes. That's the record we want to make, like that kind of. That's always what I think of, like that record, the one right after. It's like you're not trying to follow it up necessarily. You're trying to, I don't know.
Takes a while to scroll down
Be an
to the
artist.
T's.
Paramore.
So yeah, I have 3 albums on here. Is it 3 or do I have 2? I have 3. I have Brand New Eyes deluxe version, and I have Riot. So what's another song that was on here? There's Ignorance.
On what album?
On Brand New Eyes. I think that's like the hit. No, Brick by Boring Brick.
Hang on.
Because it's pop punk. Like that's the reason you like that. And then Misery Business, obviously. Crush, Crush, Crush. Great songs off of Riot 2007. Ignorance came out in 2009, and then I stopped listening to them because I was probably like, it's too pop punk for me. Or actually, I was probably in school.
The final Riot, I guess it's the Riot Live album. That'd be interesting to listen to.
Yeah. What other records do they do? Let's just come on, get to it.
Oh, that's interesting too. That
All We Know Is Falling. That's the
Ain't It Fun's off of the 2013 Paramore. God, I like that song.
Living in the real world. They've got super catchy hooks. Super catchy hooks. Because like just saying the name, I was able to pull the melody, right? And then like This Is Why. That song was stuck into my head. Like I would have just chose that song, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna choose something different. Like, and it was the cowbell.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason that I chose The News over This Is Why. This is why. Except the chorus is great and the verses are kind of like,
okay.
For This Is Why.
Interesting. Cool. Is that it?
That's it.
Paramore?
Paramore.
Paramore.
Paramore. When you're...
All right. Well, this has been our final episode. Thank you for listening.
That's how we end the show?
How we end the show.
Is making fun of Paramore? No. Paramore's great. Go listen to them.
Take them.
All the records, except Decode. No, Decode, it's a great song. It's just... Don't watch the video because it's just clips.
Is it just one of those like music video, but
like,
it's a movie
like
trailer kind of thing?
So they're singing in the woods,
right? And then it's intercut.
Intercut with scenes of.
Does it have the one? Does it have the one where he runs really fast carrying Bella? Oh my god!
I was watching it in here because like there's a list in Modern Band where so they're making a list and that's on there, and I was watching the video. I'm like laughing. It's like, oh my god, this is so bad.
That's so funny.
It's a good song. It's just simple, and I think that's because I think it was after. Was
it
that
written
like
for the movie?
I think it was written for the movie, and so it's only on that soundtrack. And I think it may have been because like the drums aren't as crazy.
So
it's
not.
So I don't. It might not be. It might have been like, well, this is written after.
Yeah, studio drummer. They just hired somebody. Yeah.
So it's like it's not. It's super simple.
Mm-hmm.
Decode is, or at least my memory of it from like I listened to it like a week ago or so. So there we go.
Cool.
That's our
Thanks
episode.
for listening. Follow us on Instagram at Two Tunes Podcast. Join the Discord. Description link below. Send us questions. I like answering questions.
Yes,
That's fun. So cool.
Bye.
Bye.